let's think a bit further out. Let's say the next 5 years. And I read one report from a company that was convinced that, we'll all be spending an hour a day on the metaverse by 2026. It seems sort of incredible that they could sort of make such a projection. Will we all be wearing, VR headsets or Facebook glasses in a few years? What do you think the metaverse looks like in the medium term?
Well, I think the idea that within 5 years that everyone's going to be spending 1 hour a day in the metaverse, that's pretty much of a stretch. Unless you're thinking about some very early adopters spending the majority of their time, you're averaging that out across everybody. That being said, I'm looking back at some of the consumer research we conducted, and I would say that the hype around it has led people to believe that it will become a reality. And 45% of our survey population said that they believe that people will eventually spend the majority of their time in the metaverse.
The future, as all these things, is always much more hybrid than we imagine. We always look at it through the purest eyes and say it's all going to be entirely digital. But the reality is we'll be living a hybrid world. And my view is that it's going to move towards being a much more fluid experience between those online and physical worlds, where you can flip between them much more easily. But we've got a long way to go in terms of the hardware to actually enable that to happen. And that's the big question, is just how long it takes the tech to catch up.
And I think in 5 years' time, brands will have to be thinking about value. It's a simple word, but what I mean by value is there will be competition in the metaverse already for whatever category or industry you're in 5 years. So, thinking about similar things to what we think of today in real life, what is your brand offering that's slightly different? What can your service do that tops the other competitors?
I don't think it'll be a critical mass in 5 years, but it will probably be, some people would say it would, but you'll be getting in that direction where you're starting to find there are genuinely useful and appealing things to do in this space. And there's plenty of early adopters using it probably on a regular basis. And you're probably pushing towards this new way of accessing the internet, this new sort of digital world, whatever that may look like in 5 years' time, is starting to become more established. And that's the point of where, the brands in the physical world and online really need to be really conscious of where these kind of new threats, new disrupting businesses may start to emerge, because it can be difficult to spot them.